Dwight D. Eisenhower said, "Farming looks mighty easy when your plow is a pencil and you're 1,000 miles from the cornfield." Growing your own food is a way of life here in Appalachia, and certainly here on this property, as my paternal grandfather grew his garden in this very same spot. My maternal grandparents were farmers, and my brother and I spent many summer days picking beans in the hot sun on these rows that just seemed to go on forever. But oh, what wonderful memories those are. Growing your own food is a lot of work, but it's so worth it to be able to put homegrown food on the table for my family and to be able to fill the shelves and the freezers with homegrown goodness for the winter. I'm going to take you on a tour of my garden and show you where I started back in the spring and where it is now. Back in the spring, I remember walking from my parents' house and seeing this view. I thought to myself, that bare field is going to turn into a lush green garden full of homegrown food in a few months, but not without a lot of work. Mother and Daddy worked this garden until recently, and it was at least twice as large as I can manage. Mother has her large raised beds near the house now where she grows all the cabbages, sweet and hot peppers, 50 to 60 tomato plants, onions, broccoli, summer squash, and herbs. This is how everything looked back in the spring. I wanted to try some different methods, including some no-till areas, along with our normal crop rotation and companion planting.
Then you just reach right here, pull it up on compression.
This area needed to be tilled because we do not have access to a large amount of compost, and after hearing so many people having issues with contaminated soil and compost this year, I'm so glad we just used what we had. Where I planted tomatoes, we only tilled half of that section, and the tomato plants in the area that was not tilled are actually larger than the others. We planted potatoes the same way Daddy has always done it, and this year we planted Kennebecks as well as the Red Norlands that we've been planting for the last several years. I like to put wood chips over cardboard in as many of the paths as possible to keep weeds out, and also with the hope that the soil will be enriched as the chips break down over time. I did have a great helper for this in my 16-year-old son, Christian. I try to lay out all the cardboard and link it together so there aren't any spaces where light can get through. If there are holes, weeds will grow right through that. And I just put this down over top of what I had put down last year. Trying to get all this together in June was difficult because not only did we not have one drop of rain the whole month, temperatures were high, so it was pretty brutal trying to water every day and also get rows of potatoes and corn hilled up. We finally did start to get rain, and oh, how rewarding it was to see everything start to flourish. Even the surprises, including the summer squash that I have no idea where the seeds came from. As I'm planting my candy roaster seeds, you can see these small seeds near my hand, and I just have no idea where they came from, but what came out of it has been pretty amazing. I planted 3 very small rows of Blue Lake beans and have already canned a bushel of those. I planted my pink tip greasy beans later with the hope that everything would not come in at the same time, and I got a lot of really good exercise putting in the stakes and tying the trellises. And my best helper, Christian, actually put in most of the stakes for my mother's plants and for all my tomato plants. Now I'm just going to let you wander around the garden and see everything. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. There is also a blog post linked in the description box which will go into more detail about what varieties I planted, and that will also be linked below.